And I didn't jump right into it. I just, I read up on it and stuff, how to buy, like, different seasonings, cheaper herbs. And, like, I got a Cajun lemon pepper, but I do that from scratch with lemon peels, put them in the oven, and, like, the whole nine. Like, at first, it was just mixing seasonings up before I started selling it.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, that's going to be too expensive. I'm going to be having to tax. So I'm like, I got to figure out a way to make this cheap.
You see I'm Southside reppin', Bigfoot steppin', Zone 3 section is God flow perfection. Hating on the church like I ain't blessed they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection, that's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look, it's chief, not lieutenant.
Okay, you ready to go?
Yep.
All right, another episode of Live on Lake Street. We have a very special guest in the building. We have Diane of Bag Ladies Kitchen in the building. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
I like as an entrepreneur, I enjoy speaking to other entrepreneurs, especially people that are in fields that I don't know that much about. Then I get to learn. So let's talk about your journey. I want to talk about Bag Ladies Kitchen. So for one, like, what was the culmination? Where did it start for you? Like, what was it?
The real,
That's all we want is
I'm
the
like,
real.
I didn't even, cooking was not a thing for me, honestly, until I became a parent.
That'll do it.
I often say before that, like, people go crash in at their OG crib or make little BS meals. I ain't really care about cooking until I became a parent. And then when I had moved to St. Cloud, I didn't know nobody. And I was there for like a year and still didn't know nobody. So I had, like I told you, I bumped into Lil Nuka. Mm-hmm. That was one of my first friends in St. Cloud. And he knew everybody. And then, like, when I would go, like, bump into him, I would meet people through him. And then, like, I would just cook at my crib. And after I started meeting people, I'd tell everybody, like, come over to my crib. I'm cooking. I'm finna barbecue. Like, just come over. And I seen people liked my food. Or anytime I would post something on Facebook, you know how people will cook dinner and they'll just, post their plate on Facebook or something like that. Everybody will be like, can I get some? Like, and I'll be like, come on, pull up. Then it started to cost me. Like, I was noticing that, you know what I'm saying, I'm making more food because people like it. And, I like when people eat my food and they like it. It's a good feeling. So then the light bulb clicked into my head. I was a dancer. I was hustling. My son was getting older, so I was honestly looking for a way out. I didn't think that it would be cooking, but I made a post on Facebook one day, and I'm like, if I make this, will y'all, come buy food from me? I'll sell it for $8. Like, I started real low, like, cheating. I wasn't making money at first. Long story short, like, I just wanted people to come. I wanted to see how it went. So I think I made Italian beefs my first time selling food, and they did really good. I sold out in a couple hours. This was in St. Cloud. And I just started selling food from there. Once I realized I could sell out, started buying more food and more food, because I would sell out on people, and it'll be like 6, 7 people like, damn, you sold out? So I'm like, okay, I could buy more food.
You created a real demand for yourself. Mm-hmm. Where did you learn to cook?
Different people and different family members, like my mom. Like, I use her dressing recipe to this day, but I added my own little twist to it.
Okay.
My ex-girlfriend, Ashley, she taught me how to cook.
Okay.
Like, I dated a girl when I first became a parent, and we lived together, and she cooked for us. I cook her ass off.
Yeah.
And then it'll be days where she ain't want to cook, and she'll kind of walk me through certain shit. And certain stuff just stuck with me. Like, the current guy that I deal with now, like, I've been around him for 4.5 years, so I've seen his auntie cook certain stuff, his mom cook certain stuff, and I kind of bite off from everybody I'm around. Like, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
Like.
So I'm curious about the market. What part of the cities are you from originally?
I am from Chicago, Illinois.
I wondered when you said that Italian beef being your first dish. I wondered.
I moved to St. Paul when I was 14.
Okay.
I graduated from Johnson Senior High.
Okay.
And then after, in the middle of high school, we moved to Elk River.
Ooh.
I got me a driver's license, and I drove to St. Paul every day so I could graduate with my friends.
Wow.
But that was only for my senior year. And then, like I said, I graduated from St.
Elk
Paul.
River to St. Paul every day?
Every day.
You
So
were
like
great.
42
You were,
minutes.
nobody was stopping you from graduating with your
It was
friends.
only like, I was going to say, it was only, now though, I wish I would have just went to Elk River High. But it is what it is. I didn't. But like I said, I ended up doing this cooking thing, my son was getting older, and I just didn't want, I don't know.
I'm assuming there was part of you that, with your son getting older and you being a dancer, that you didn't want him
That part.
Seeing that,
and it
knowing
just
that.
sucks because it's like kids end up in adult world these days, and your kids will be at school and they'll be. That's why your mama a stripper. Like,
for sure.
I wanted something. I wanted him to be able to tell a different story about his mom.
So really, you were dancing by necessity. It wasn't something that you wanted to do. It was.
Yeah, no, that wasn't like forever for me.
Was this in St. Cloud?
St. Cloud. I traveled.
Okay, so you moved around.
Yeah.
Okay. For the record, I think, especially nowadays, like, there's not as much of a stigma on that.
Yeah, like.
But still, if you don't want to be doing it, then.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no bad opinion about it. I want it out personally.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted my son to see me waking up in the morning doing something productive every day versus when he on his way out to school, I'm still asleep because I just crawled in the damn house at 3 or 4 in the morning.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It just gets old.
Yeah.
I don't knock it. I love strippers.
Yeah.
I love the hustlers. Like,
For sure.
do what you got to do to.
I get it though.
survive.
As a parent, I get it. I understand. Like
I don't knock no hustle.
I went to pick up. That's funny that you say this because I had my first taste of this recently. Not to compare to say it's the same thing, but there's a stigma behind what I do.
Right.
And I live in I don't live in a suburban area, but my kids go to school in a suburban area. So all of my kids' friends live in the suburbs. And so I had to pick up my son from his friend's house this last Saturday morning, and his friend's parents came out and wanted to talk to me. And we're talking like, they're probably going to watch now, but we're talking like the whitest of white people. Mm-hmm. And I'm explaining to them what I do. And he's kind of looking at me like, maybe don't tell them because now they're going to go watch your show and there might be. So I kind of got a little like, people know who I am now. Mm-hmm. And my kids' friends' parents might watch this and be like, oh, he's cussing and talking about all kinds of shit that we don't. Nah, it could affect my kids. So I kind of get it on some level, a smaller level, but I get it. But anyway, so once you started getting into the cooking process, how long was it before you said, okay, I can leave this life of dancing behind and move on to this?
Let me see, because in the beginning I still was, hustling and stuff, not just cooking. So at what point? Honestly, at the beginning of the pandemic.
Okay.
I had found a good job at a domestic shelter. They let me run their entire kitchen.
Wow.
But when the pandemic kicked off, they ended up shutting their kitchen down, and they were getting like frozen foods from, safe suppliers.
Yeah.
So they want to call it. It was just like a COVID thing. So I ended up being out of a job. And I'm not the type to sit around and wait for a weekly unemployment check. Like, I don't need everyday money. So at that time, I was back selling food from the house or whatever. I wasn't working anymore. And then I took my first wedding that year. And I just started running it up. I started taking the bigger bookings that I was scared to take. I just believed in myself a little bit more and put that extra effort into it. Like, I booked my first wedding. It was actually a lesbian wedding. It was like definitely a learning experience for me. It was not perfect because I had never cooked for that many people before. I think they booked for 100 people. And at that time, my max was like
400?
No, 100 for 100 people.
Oh my God! I was gonna say.
No, but I recently just catered for 250 people for a repast, and that was the biggest event I ever did. But back to the wedding, that was the first big event I did. I planned it out for a month, I probably should have charged a little more now that I look back on it. But
Part of the learning
yep,
experience.
we live and we learn. That was my first time hiring help. I hired some servers because we were booked to, cook, deliver, serve, the whole nine.
Yeah.
So it was a decent learning experience. And then from there, I was just, like I said, I was just getting booked a lot more during the pandemic for some reason. I do not know why. Like, I ran up a check during the pandemic.
People probably, it kind of makes sense. It seems synonymous. I've spoke to a few people on this show about things really getting kicked off during the pandemic because there's this need for it. It's like the restaurants are closed.
Yeah, I'm like, it wasn't even nowhere to work. And,
Yeah.
if I did want to go dance real quick, the clubs were closed too.
Yeah.
Like, none of that was an option. So I'm like, I got 2 hands. I got a stove, 4 eyes.
Yeah.
I'm finna get it in. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm good at. And, like, able to slow down in St. Cloud, I call out one of my friends in the city, like, hey, let me come sell some dinners out there. Like, I usually do really good here in the cities, like.
Yeah. Is it, so with you being up in St. Cloud, do you do is most of your clientele in the cities or up there?
That's why I just did the relocation. Financially, it makes a better sense. I like being in St. Cloud because my son has, grew up there, like, since kindergarten.
Yeah.
He's been there. He's had the same friends. They've all followed each other to the same schools. I feel really, really bad about taking him from that. He's the reason I haven't been relocated. But now I got to do what's best for us financially. Yeah. And the best thing to do is bring my butt to the Twin Cities because this is where I make my money at.
Yeah.
Like, if I sell food every single day in the Twin Cities, I'm pretty sure I can make $800 a day plus.
Wow.
If I do it every day.
That's inspirational.
Yeah, and I'm like, that was like that fair. Like, every day I was watching the thousands come in, but I did not count it until the end. Like, yeah, I made close to 15K, not exactly 15K. But then after
you're talking about at the Black Entrepreneur State Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, it wasn't exactly 15K, but I was shocked. And we had a day where we had to shut down because we weren't operating. And I was a little bummed out about it at first. I'm like, I wanted all these days.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to make back what I spent on the trailer during that week.
Yeah.
Like, that was my goal.
That's when you brought the trailer out, right?
That was my goal. Because I kind of went out on a limb and kind of spent everything that I had towards it.
Yeah.
Because I knew it would make me money. I knew
course.
what kind of money it would make. So I didn't even mind taking the risk.
And you're getting ready to pull it back out again?
Yes. I got a flyer floating around right now for a launch date of April 30th. But I guess I want to say I was laying around just thinking about it, and I kind of want to make it bigger than just Bag Lady's Kitchen. I want to try to have a block party. I want to invite other vendors out, other food vendors, other clothes vendors, whatever you got. Like, I want to get some vendors. Probably, I want to fill up a whole block with vendors.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
So everybody can make some money. Of course, it's going to be a vendor fee because it's going to be stuff that I have to pay for to even make this happen. But that's what I have in mind.
I would think a vendor fee would be well worth it for an event like this.
Yeah, and I'm like, it ain't going to be too much because I understand, everybody is like, not food vendors. Like, the food vendors check a bag no matter what.
They do. It's crazy.
No matter what,
crazy.
A food vendor going to check a bag. If it's good food, you might even see the same customers a couple times. Like, it was crazy at the fair. Like, I seen multiple faces multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, repeat. Like, they would come back all week just to come.
I see people in Minneapolis and St. Paul that, like, don't even do what you do. Mm-hmm. They just get busy in the kitchen sometimes, and they sell plates. It's, like, not even hard. I see it all the time. It's every day.
Yeah. But it's like, I'm not going to lie, it's hard to wake up one day and be like, yeah, I'm going to sell plates and make a profit. When I first started doing it, I noticed I really didn't see my profit until the end of the weekend. Like, I would sell food Thursday through Sundays in St. Cloud. Like, I tried to gravitate towards the weekends where parents were, like, off of work, probably didn't want to cook because they want to just, hang out. Like, I don't know. I was busiest the weekends in St. Cloud. When I tried during the week, it was kind of slow. So I'm like, I figured out the days where where it was popular to sell
For sure.
food.
Do your market research.
So, in the beginning, I would make probably $1,500 over the weekend.
Profit, or just in general?
Just in general.
And how much are you putting in? What's the profit margin on a weekend?
I want to say I can spend like $400 and make $1,500. Like I just came to the cities on March 23rd, and I sold some dinners. I made $1,081, but I only had spent like $400 and something.
Do you have places that you'll shop for the ingredients?
Yeah,
Or
I
do you
like to
just go to-
gravitate towards Sam's Club. That's
Okay.
one of my favorites. I tend to get
Probably
a
the
nice
best
bulk for my
best
buck
bang for your
there.
buck. Yeah, for sure.
Restaurant Depot is good too because it's like I'll buy a case of chicken for an event, and it'll be so much chicken left over that I could sell plates off of that same re-up, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I had got booked for a repass in Chicago, and I had ordered so much. They ordered chicken and pot roast. I ordered so much chicken and pot roast that I was able to sell chicken and pot roast 2 times after I got back from Chicago.
Wow.
So sometimes when I invest, I kind of over profit because sometimes I overshop.
I mean,
Actually, I always overshop, and I'm always able to go.
is it really over shopping though? If you're selling it anyways?
True. I guess you can say I've overshopping for that event.
Yeah.
Per se. But
Yeah.
you're right. I still end up making the money.
That's amazing. So, what's the competition like in this field?
Uh,
Is there competition? Is there like?
it's there.
Is it?
It's there. I mean, you got in the beginning. I guess I'm not really too fond of. I got some favorite cooks out there though that I am gonna speak on. But as far as the negative goes, I just had a recent situation where somebody at 6:15 in the morning dropped a screenshot of another cook's group chat, and she was talking about me.
Wow.
Somebody asked her like, can she cook? And she was like, no. I bought this from her at the fair and it was nasty. But then I went to go look on her page and she had tagged me in the post like, I can't wait till Bag Lady's Kitchen get to town with woo.
Whoops.
So I kind of left it where I was very upset because me and this cook, we speak when we see each other. We kind of amp each other up. I thought we supported each other up until the messages fell into my inbox. So it's there. She's not the only cook that I've heard, then you know what I'm saying, said something or I feel some type of way towards me. Like, it's there.
What's that about? Is that just like, is it literally just competition or is it just personal shit or like?
It's just competition because I have nothing personal.
So this cook also is also kind of
Yeah.
doing what you're doing.
Yeah, actually.
And they're trying to hurt you, and they're trying to hurt your brand by talking down on you.
Yeah, and I just felt like this is always my opinion. Like when we're at home cooks and we just trying to make it out, if someone was to ask me if this cook or that cook can cook, I'm gonna 100%. I would say I didn't like it, but I still encourage you to go try it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of them people, like, I would hear something terrible about a restaurant, and guess what? Bag Lady is gonna go check it out for herself.
Yeah.
Because you can't please everybody. I've learned that.
And you can't eat everything on the menu.
That too. And I've been blessed to receive minimum complaints. If there has been complaints, it wasn't, I guess, bad enough to get brought to my attention. But I ain't heard nothing. You know, I'm not perfect. It is dishes that I stay away from. I know what I'm good at, and I think that's my advice to these cooks. Like, in real life, find you 3 to 5 dishes that you was just awesome at and push them dishes. That's how I profited at that fair like that, because the year before that, I didn't profit so much because I had this big outrageous ass menu and I just didn't plan it through. But this past year, I came with 2 main things on my menu that I know I'm great at, which is my deep fried lobster tail and my jerk chicken taco. And that also eliminates me buying a lot of ingredients. For my jerk chicken tacos, I need chicken breasts.
Yeah.
So I'm going to load up on the chicken breasts. You know what I'm saying? You know how many tacos I can make out of 1 pack of chicken breast once it's shredded? That is like the best multiplying meat ever.
Yeah.
But like I said, I stress that. Finding something that you're good at and sticking to it.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Like, what do you enjoy making the most?
Macaroni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it about that?
Okay, I'm a fan of macaroni. I love macaroni and cheese.
Yep.
Like,
Me too.
a couple years, I just put this on Facebook actually. Like, I feel like today, right now, my macaroni is like top of the line. Is where I wanted it. And it wasn't where I wanted it at first. Like, I've been working at different recipes for 2 years straight. I always made macaroni. Nobody ever said it was nasty, but it wasn't what I wanted. Like, I wanted fireworks.
So,
when I eat
so it's
macaroni.
personal for you.
Yeah, it's personal. I
Yeah.
love macaroni. It's very personal. I'm a cheese kid. Like, I eat cheese by itself.
Yeah, me too. For real.
So macaroni is one of them things for me. Like I said, it wasn't always perfect, but now I think I got it to where I want it. I figured out what seasonings go best in my macaroni. I even have a seasoning line, and I just added my mac crack
Tell me about the
to
seasoning line.
the.
You have your own seasoning?
I do.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Seasonings dropped in 2019. When I was seasoning my food, I always found myself like reaching up. When you become a cook, you notice what takes time out of your day. It's something that simple, screwing all the tops off and back on. So I'm like, okay, I want to come up with a way to blend all these seasonings together. So we opening up one bottle and seasoning it with everything at once.
Okay.
So that's how this originally started. It was supposed to be a time saver for me.
So basically, you took the seasonings that you like mixed together and put them all into one.
Yes, but after further research, I learned how to make my own seasoning salt. I learned how to make my own garlic powder. I learned how to make everything that's in my seasonings from scratch. And I got that from the person you hear me speak of, Lachelle Cunningham. I had went to work. I told her this too, like, because we just got back in touch this year, and I've been helping her out with some catering. And I told her she makes a dry rub, and I worked for her probably like 3 years ago, and she had me, she gave me her recipe for her dry rub, and she had me put it together. And the light bulb went off in my head instantly. Like, I'm like, okay, I think I can make my own seasonings if she can. And I didn't jump right into it. I just, I read up on it and stuff, how to buy, like, different seasonings, cheaper herbs. And, like, I got a Cajun lemon pepper, but I do that from scratch with lemon peels, put them in the oven, and, like, the whole nine. Like, at first, it was just mixing seasonings up before I started selling it.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, that's going to be too expensive. I'm going to be having to tax. So I'm like, I got to figure out a way to make this cheaper. It's cheaper to make your own seasoning salt from scratch. It's cheaper to make your own garlic powder from scratch. And you make more, too. It's just cheaper.
Wow.
So this seasoning line, my mac and cheese, I went through so many YouTube videos, so many different recipes, picking off. That's what I do. Like, I don't use recipes, but I'll look at different recipes and be kind of pick and choose what I want to take from them and do my own thing with it.
Yep.
So that's kind of what came with how the crack mac came. I took a couple different recipes and kind of did my own thing with them. And then I'm like, I want to make some. My sister, she's always like, can you come make my cheese sauce? Can I get some cheese sauce? Bring me some cheese sauce. So I'm like, okay. Let me make it so people could do this at home without me.
Yeah.
We got some
So can you buy?
mac crack on the way.
Can I buy like the actual just seasoning on its own?
Yes, you can. I
That's
got a
interesting.
website. I also have a little shelf over at Baked Brands, the kitchen,
Okay.
over in the Global Market.
Yep.
She got me a little shelf over there.
Okay.
They are $15 for 16 ounces. Because
Okay.
they are homemade, so they're not like the $3 seasonings in the store. Homemade stuff is just a little bit more expensive to make.
Of course.
So it got to make sense.
So you're not just paying for the seasoning, you're paying for the time it takes, the time and care that it takes to put into it.
But it's a lot of people out there that have, I want to say last year around this time, I was at $1,500 bottles. So I haven't counted up again yet since. But it's always times where I do little sales. Like I got a whole bunch of little bitty bottles, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm sell $500 bottles for $1 a day.
Okay.
And I get everybody like, if you want some, cash at me.
Yeah.
And they'll run it. They see it for $1. I just want people to try it. You know what I'm saying? For
yeah.
a dollar. They're little bottles.
It's a
They aren't-
dollar.
I'm like, they aren't huge bottles or something, but that's just like, I want to say a sampler just so I can lure people in. Like, I
Yeah.
lure people in with my sales.
It's like the dope game. It's no different.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
mean,
that's how
no
I ended
samples.
up started the dollar sales. In the beginning, it was kind of slow. I felt like I wasn't reaching where I should reach. So I'm like, okay, I'm finna sell it for $1.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah,
That's
so-
just good. That's just good marketing.
Yep, I told my friend, I'm like, I'm finna sell $500 bottles for $1.
Yeah.
And then when I reached 500, I stopped the sale. And he's like, why did you do that? Let them see how much that people are going to buy.
Yeah.
Open the sale back up and see how it goes. So the first time I did that, I think I made like $780. But I really didn't make no money because I had to buy the stuff still, ship out. I just wanted them to try it. I was willing to take the L just to get people to try it.
Yeah. And
You know
I'm
what I'm
guessing,
saying?
did it benefit you? I'm assuming it benefited you greatly after
Yep.
that.
Because
Yeah.
when they ran out, they stayed. www.
Sometimes you got to take that L first, and then yeah.
You got to be willing to lose sometimes, and
Yeah.
I've actually learned that.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. This is a tough question. Top 5 cooks in the city.
I'm gonna start off with Jazz Soul.
Okay.
Yo Sammy, that's my girl.
Okay.
Tyshana, she's really slept on, man. Really slept on. Really great cook. I don't know how to say her name. I think her name is Raya. She's over north with the House of Jerk, LLC.
Okay.
Whew, that's some good food right there.
That's 4.
5. Who cooks? Katrina Dillard. That's her name on Facebook. I think she does like a taco thing. I like what she got going on.
Okay.
In my top 5.
Okay. That's good. That was painless. Most people struggle so hard with the top 5 questions. You had
But
it.
no, on some real stuff, I got 6. I cannot leave out Nene.
Of course.
She's a great cook.
Yeah.
She got some. I'm like, I got some favorites on her menu as well.
Yeah.
I'll be harassing her to make me because it's not on her regular menu.
Is she? I don't know this because I'm not like in that industry and I don't know exactly, but I feel like she's like above that top 5. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I agree.
It's kind of like when we talk like
I
top 5
agree. Like,
rappers.
I don't know how-
I take Biggie and Tupac out of the top 5 conversations. I feel like she's like
Okay, that's okay. Yes, and that's I want to say that's why I probably didn't say her name because I do feel like she is above.
she's
know.
she's goated.
Yeah, she goated right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like, no cap. She doing her thing right now, and she's beyond the selling plates
Yeah.
thing. It's over with for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why she wasn't listed
Yeah,
in the original top 5 because I do feel like she's beyond that.
yeah. She's worked herself past that for sure. So the last question I have for you is your plan someday to have like restaurants and stuff like that, or do you want to continue doing it the way you're doing it?
I used to want a restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't want a restaurant. I want to have a fleet of food, mobile food.
Yeah.
Trucks and trailers.
Okay.
That's my ultimate goal. Like, I just bought a school bus. I'm finna turn that into a soul food truck.
Shit.
That's not coming soon or anything like that, but that's in the works. I just want mobile. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I want to move around, if I want to relocate to another state, let's gas these things up and we gone.
Move out.
I don't have to worry about if I bought something, worrying about trying to lease that out here. Or I guess I want to say the George Floyd situation opened my eyes to a location. Like, I don't want something going down and, motherfucker coming to just burn down everything you worked so hard for.
Yeah.
I mean, there's insurance claims and stuff, but I just rather be able to hop in my car or a vehicle, truck, whatever, and just go.
Yeah.
Like, so I want to stay mobile with it. I want to continue catering. I rent out licensed community kitchens to do so. So I'll continue doing that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of okay with where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's beautiful. So, if they want to, well, first of all, tell them the website. I assume all the information can be found at the website.
For sure. My website to purchase seasonings is www.bagladykitchen.com. Do not put no S behind that lady. It's just bagladykitchen.com. My Instagram is bagladieskitchen_. Y'all can find me on Facebook at Bag Ladies Kitchen as well.
Okay. And you're selling everything. You can find anything that people want. If somebody just wants, can somebody just hit you for a plate?
No.
No.
Somebody can hit me up for a personal order.
Okay.
And if I'm selling plates, then I usually kind of announce 2 or 3 days beforehand so people get ready.
Okay.
And
Okay.
plan to not cook dinner when I'm coming to town or when I'm opening up. That's why I kind of announce it a couple days before so people like, okay, she coming. We ain't got to cook tonight.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. But I'm moved to the Twin Cities, so y'all going to be seeing a lot more of me.
Okay.
Hearing a lot more of me.
Starting right now.
Starting right now.
Live on Lake Street. I appreciate your time. This is a good conversation.
Yep, thanks for having me. I appreciate you too.
Yeah, of course. That's it. Another episode of Live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1.
Damn, what it? In high school, I let it blam, what it? I wasn't playing, what it? I'm coming straight out the south. Hey, genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on P&B, right, that ain't it come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought. You want the south side, outside the fence of your house. You talking all that, then when I come talk it out. If you ain't talking money, you talking about.